EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Southern Nevada and Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Coming up, two teams ready to square off. It's the Denver Broncos and the Las Vegas Raiders. So glad to have you with us. Mike Tirico next to Greg Olson here in the booth. And off we go from Allegiant Stadium. Safe kick taken at the 5. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Play action now. It's next. That's going to be caught. It's Marvin Mims. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. They'll gain 17 on that one. A very quick first down. Opening carry of the game, it's J.K. Dobbins. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple.
Christian Wilkins on the stop. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 45-yard line.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd down and 7. A run with Dobbins.
J.K. Dobbins, the ball carrier. It's a gain of 2 yards, and it's 3rd down.
3rd down, they need 5. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
That is fielded at the 20. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. Ground. Here's the first-round pick from April's draft. And that's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 35-yard line.
From the 35, here's 2nd and 3. Play action now. It's Gino. That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete. Talanoa Hufanga had the coverage from the safety position and comes away with the breakup.
And the defender does such a good job, Mike, not only putting himself in position to make the play, but how often do we see guys that are there and they just can't quite make it? In this case, he's there, knocks the ball down. Really nice play.
Third down, 3 to go. From the shotgun, it's Smith. He's got a man. That's Myers. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
It's a gain of 28 yards.
It's a gain of 28 as they convert on third down.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Here's Genty. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Give him 15 more on that one. They are on the move. It's a first down.
Las Vegas.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
Jacoby Myers was the intended target, and it'll lead to a second down.
I could sit up here all day, Mike, and we could talk about the missed throw, but I think a lot of the credit has to go to the pass defense. Not only did they do a good job making it difficult for them to complete the pass, but I think they saved the touchdown along the way.
He's got it inside the 5. And he's into the end zone. Dante Thornton. Touchdown, Las Vegas. That his second TD catch of the season.
The kick is good.
And that is touchdown number 1 in the National Football League career of a guy, Greg, taken high in the draft, hoping for moments like that.
When you get drafted in the first round, Mike, let alone as a wide receiver, the expectation in the NFL today is that you need to come in and be an immediate impact player. Plays like this continue to build that relationship with the quarterback, and I think this guy's got a real bright future.
The return starts from the 5. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Hicks, now to throw it here on first down. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. He was looking for Marvin Mims there. It's second down.
I'm not so sure he would have picked up the first down had they connected either way, but still, disappointing outcome to not at least get a handful of positive yards on that last one.
Here's Dobbins. And he's going to be bottled up quickly after a gain of about 1. Big J.J. Pajees in there on the tackle.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's third down.
Third down and 9. From the shotgun, here's Nix. And that is incomplete.
I think he predetermined that third down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
Here's Jeremy Crawshaw now. And John's a punt for the second time in this opening quarter. This is taken at his own 30. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
They'll start on the ground with Genty. And he'll get forward for a couple. The veteran Eric Hendricks on the stop.
40-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd down and 7.
Here we go, Sonoma. 390%.
From the shotgun, Smith. Out to his right. And he spots his target downfield. Great teamwork on the completion. It's a gain there of 26 yards.
6 yards.
You can't run plays like this, Mike, if you don't have incredible pass protection. I mean, he started on the left side of the formation, and look how far he had to go across the field before that ball was caught. That's going to take time. That's going to take a lot of trust in that quarterback, in his protectors, to know he can stand tall in that pocket and wait for his receiver to break open.
And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. They go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10.
Raiders first down. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
To throw, it's Smith. This is caught at the 2. And he'll take it on in. Touchdown, Raiders. That touchdown number 1 for him on the year.
You know, Mike, at this level, not all touchdowns are created equal. There's some plays that result in touchdowns, and then there are touchdown strikes. And this one is the latter. I mean, you talk about a confidently thrown ball on the money downfield. It doesn't get a lot better than this, and his receiver is able to take it in for 6.
Broncos nothing.
The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. On 1st down, here's Nix to throw. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
On 2nd down, it's Nix. He's going to be taken down at the 37. He'll get a dozen out of that one, scrambling his way to a 1st down.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
And he's going to be brought down. And with that tackle, we hit the end of the 1st quarter of play. The Broncos in possession of the football to begin the 2nd quarter. They've got a 2nd and 8 coming up. Now it's Dobbins. And he's going to take this past the 45. That's good enough for a 1st down.
It just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen. And Not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2, but it's the home run threat. It's the big plays that really tip the scales in your favor, and when you can generate those big explosive plays on the ground, man, it makes such a big difference.
Oh, big hole left side. And he will go all the way. Evan Ingram, touchdown Broncos. Using the tight end to get to the end zone, Greg, it's your old position. You're very familiar with that. That catch and carry. What an ability for your tight end to take it to the house.
Yeah, and this was never really the strength of my game, Mike, but we're seeing so many tight ends around the league who not only are great at securing the catch and making the tough ones, but it's their ability to extend the play after the catch that's separating them, just like we saw here.
So now after the touchdown, Luck's going to send this one away.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Now this is going to be a design run. They let him keep it, and he's able to gain yardage out of this one before he slides.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You can see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
That's into the hands of Thornton. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 2.
Check 59, check 59, cover. Line. 53.
Working out of the gun, Smith. And that is incomplete. Trey Tucker, the intended receiver. And that'll set up 4th down.
And barring an aggressive decision here on 4th down, it just seemed like a really wasted possession to go 3 and out, not able to pick up a single 1st down. Not only do you not able to gain any field position advantage, it really takes a lot of the wind out of your sails as you find yourself jogging off the field and the punt team coming on.
Here we go, hey. Line. Get wide. Hey, trio left.
Keno gonna throw for it. Out of the backfield, it's Ashton Genty. And he's not gonna get away. They got him right down after the catch. Great rally to the ball to force a turnover on down. On the ground, here's Dobbins. Not much happening there, just a short game. From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8.
Throwing, Nix. The catch made there by Sutton. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Pickup of 11 yards on that one. Good for a Denver 1st down.
Really nice job by the interior of this offensive line. It typically just takes one guy to distort the defense to give the back enough room to operate, and that's exactly what they did here, and it led to a big gain.
Nick snap on 1st and 10. That's over the middle to the tight end Ingram. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the Raiders' 16-yard line.
second down and 3. They'll give it to Dobbins. And he will get into the end zone. Hey, Dobbins. Touchdown, Denver.
That's a heck of a run right there, and I can't tell you, Mike, how many running backs coaches I've heard over the years say, your responsibility with the ball is to make the first guy miss. We can't block everybody on the field. That's the role of a good running back, and you see it here. All it takes is one missed tackle to get this guy in space, and he's able to do the rest with his legs and take it all the way.
To kick off for the Broncos.
We are all square, 14 apiece the score as this one's away. The return team gonna let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Smith to throw on 1st and 10. Looking middle, and he's got Myers. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. That catch number 40 on the season for him.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
13-8.
Smith to throw on 1st down. That's caught. It's the tight end, Brock Bowers. And he's out of bounds. Gain of 4. It'll bring up 2nd down.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but 1st down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
A 2nd down throw for Smith. That is incomplete.
He just stays on his primary read just a little bit too long. I think if he gets that ball to his check down a little bit quicker, not only is the ball completed, but I think there's some room to run. So, again, certain quarterbacks are better than others. The ability to process and eliminate targets quickly to move on to the next, that's a skill that really just comes from experience.
To the left side, it is caught by Myers. Oh, a nice open field tackle there. He could not get free. They're going to stop him for no gain. On 4th down, on comes Daniel Carlson for the Raiders field goal. This a 57-yard attempt. This one not going to get there. From distance, it is no good. And the score remains level. A 1st down throw for Nix. Forced out left. Off he goes. And Nix with the wise move there at the end, sliding to a stop, but he's got the 1st down. Shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. Just trying to avoid the rush there. He's hit as he threw, and the pass is incomplete.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, here's Nix. Forced out wide, and he just does get that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw. Maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion.
The whole idea of the play-action pass, Mike, is that you can slow the pass rush down enough that it allows longer, slower developing pass concepts to open up downfield. But in this case, they were on him so fast that by the time he got his head around, that ball needed to come out. There was no timing and ultimately led in an incompletion.
Evan Ingram, the intended target. And it's going to be 4th down.
And this offense just cannot get anything going right now on third down. If you ask any offensive play caller throughout the entire league, Mike, the importance of third down, maintaining possession, making the defense stay on the field, and have long extended drives, it is critical to not only scoring points, but ultimately winning in the NFL. So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
On the return is Dylan Loudby. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over.
24-yard line.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10.
Hey, here we go. Green light is set. Line, line. Hey, we go.
From the gun, it's Gino. He'll get rid of it and complete it. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. A big play to kick off this drive. 35 yards.
This defense just gets punched in the mouth on that one, Mike, and it just seemed from up here that not everyone on defense was on the same page, and the offense was able to take advantage of it. The defense has to clean things up here in a hurry, because if they don't, they could be in for a long day.
He's going to let one go, looking for Myers. And he's going to bring this one back the distance. Touchdown, Broncos.
You know, it always amazes me, Mike, that these guys have all this energy, that following a long return like that then they can get into these big, elaborate celebrations. But listen, I don't blame them. You're a defensive guy. You don't get the ball in your hands very often. When you score, man, you better make the most of it.
The kick by Lutz is good. And the Broncos go up by 10. 24-14 is their lead.
Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
So now after the touchdown, Lutz going to send this one away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
Let's get the pressure. Come on. Middle, middle. Trouble set. Green light is. Read. Oz. Listen up.
On first down is Smith. Open man downfield. He's got his tight end, Bowers. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
It's a gain of 20.
An even 20 yards. Impressive start to this drive.
We've really seen both teams have a lot of success moving the ball throughout this entire first half, and just seems this possession is going to be more of the same as they start this drive.
On first and 10, here's Smith. Open man is Horton. He's got it. And they're into field goal range now as he's got the first down at the 26-yard line.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
Now the Raiders going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half.
So everything this defense talks about, Mike, is creating negative plays. Is one of the best run defenses in football. Everything is about suffocating you at the line of scrimmage, make you work for everything you get.
Throwing on second down, Smith. To the right side, hauled in by Myers. It's 3rd and 4.
gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 4.
They run out of the gun with Genji. And he's taken down, but they are in business. This sets up first and goal.
Typically in a third down situation like this, Mike, you're thinking pass, but give credit to this offensive play caller. He flips his tendencies upside down, keeps the ball on the ground. Not only does he get a fresh set of downs, they pick up good yardage.
So not quite first and goal. It's 1st and 10. They're pretty close. Now, Gino. And this throw out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Trying to get it to his tight end, Brock Bowers. And it'll be 2nd and goal.
They let a golden opportunity slip away on that one. That's the matchup that they wanted. They just couldn't quite capitalize on it.
From the pistol, Smith. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Jacoby Myers. Touchdown, Vegas. Now Carlson to add the extra point. The kick is good, but there are penalty flags down. They might have made contact with the kicker too late. Seven seconds, all that remains, till halftime. And the kick is away. We'll go ahead and just seed the touchback here. This ball over the back line. It'll come out to the 35. Now to throw it here on 1st down. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half.
And they got the look they were hoping for, one-on-one on the outside. He's just unable to hold on to it through contact, and I think that was a big opportunity missed.
Second and 10.
Bombers.
Working out of the gun. It's Nix. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play.
Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
3 points, all that separates these two sides, as half number 2 kicks off. The return team gonna let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback.
Here we go. We're not even shot. Another look. There we go.
Gino now on 1st and 10. This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up 2nd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
Middle.
2nd down. Smith. And this is too far out in front. That one's incomplete.
He's going to wish he had that one back. I think his receiver got behind the defense, Mike, and had a lot of room to run, but He just put a little too much on it, and they're not able to connect.
2 incompletions to start the drive, and it leads to 3rd down and 10. From the shotgun, Smith. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete.
And that's what you call a wasted series. They come out here and they decide we're just going to air it out. 1st, 2nd, 3rd down. All 3 incompletions, and now it brings up 4th down. And barring some crazy decision here to keep your offense on the field, you're going to find yourself right back on the sideline.
To return, it's Mims. And it'll be a good return. He's able to get it up past the 40-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 41-yard line.
One of the tight ends motions right. RPO, quick throw. There's Sutton. And he's not going to get too far. Tackled after a gain of just a yard.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. To throw is Nix. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short.
A gain of 8 yards, and it's 3rd down.
Third and a yard. They'll throw. It's Nix. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there. Make things difficult defensively. And it sets up 4th down.
So prior to that 3rd down call, Mike, I thought they put themselves in a pretty good situation. At that down and distance, they had run and pass, both at their disposal, but nice job by the defense being up to the task. Force the incomplete, brings up 4th down.
It's too long for a field goal. They'll go for it here on 4th down. This one incomplete. The defense up to the challenge there. They force the incompletion, and they'll take the ball over on downs.
It's always a gamble anytime you go for 4th down on your side of the field, but they clearly thought they had a play that they liked, but the defense came up huge, and now their offense is going to have a chance to capitalize and take advantage of this short field.
On the handoff, this is Genty. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 9.
13 next, 13 next.
Working out of the gun, Smith. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose, and it's going to force 3rd down.
They nearly connected on the big play downfield, but he's not quite able to hold on to that ball through the contact. You can chalk that one up as a win defensively.
3rd and 9. From the shotgun, it's Smith. That's into the hands of Tucker. He's got it. 13 yards on that pass play. 1st down, Vegas.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
That's another
6 catches for him in the ball game now, and this one's good for a first down.
At the 17-yard line.
Hey, here we go, hey. There we go, sit up.
A pistol look, and here's Genty. And they'll get him down inside the 5-yard line. It's first and goal coming up.
Remember this one thing, Mike. It is not how well or how often you run the ball in the NFL. It's when do you run the ball well in the NFL. And I think that's what a lot of these offensive play callers are starting to realize. Can you run the ball well in critical moments of the game? More important than how many gross yards you run for.
Getting the tight end involved in the run game here. And he barrels his way into the end zone. It's Michael Mayer. Touchdown, Las Vegas. That's his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year.
Make no mistake about it, he may get the glory, but that does not happen without unbelievable blocking up front. So let's give the big guys all the credit in the world. He's able to displace the defense right there at the point of attack, and that's about as easy a goal line touchdown as you're going to see all year.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. He'll start at the 4. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Throwing is Nix. To the outside, hauled in by Sutton. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
Play action now. It's Nix. The pressure gets there, and down he goes.
Well, as they face this possible 3 and out following that 2nd down sack, now if you're the quarterback, you've got to be thinking, get the ball out of my hand, find a matchup I like downfield, and try to push this ball past the sticks and keep this drive alive.
Got it into the hands of Mims. He's going to be brought down very close to that line to gain. They're going to mark him just a bit short. And now it's 4th down.
And that was just a simple read that time. He knew his guy was going to come open in the middle of the field based on the look they gave. All he had to do was let the play develop and then deliver a strike to pick up the 1st down.
That's taken in. He's going to have a Broncos 1st down. The defense nowhere to be found. A 4th down gain of 20.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
Finds an alley to the 35. And he'll be taken down. That's 13 more on that play. And quickly, another 1st down. And wow, tough to bring down that time. Surging forward for a pickup of 6. 2nd down.
At this point, we're going to need 2 hands to count for how many yards he's averaged in this one, Mike. But unfortunately, it just hasn't been enough to overcome the deficit here at this stage of the game.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd down and 3. On the zone read, this is Nix. And he's going to get belted at the end, but he keeps possession of the football. setting up first and goal.
First and goal, Denver.
So these two teams take the long walk to the opposite end of the stadium. We've come to the end of the third quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. What a moment in this game. A touchdown would give them the late lead. It is first down and goal. Dobbins going to get it now as we start the fourth. That's a nice pickup, bringing it down to the 3. Now, following the play, we're going to get a stoppage. There's an injured Bronco. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Ball at the 3, second down and goal. McLaughlin. And he won't quite get in. Down to the 1, setting up third and goal.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the first down marker, and they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
For the lead, here is third and goal. Harvey will score. Touchdown, Broncos.
Touchdown, Denver.
What a game this has been. Back and forth we go, and that fourth quarter score changes the lead one more time.
And we've seen the lead go back and forth, Mike, and now the question is, can they get a stop? Can they find a way defensively to hang on to this lead and get themselves this big win?
And that is no good. He missed it. That could have significant consequences. They're unable to stretch the lead out to a field goal. They're up only 2. So now playing with the lead after that fourth quarter touchdown, time to kick it back the other way. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
On the ground, it's Genty to start the drive.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
After the loss of 3, it is second and 13. Smith to throw. He'll find Genty out of the backfield. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 45-yard line. Give him 14 on that one. Good for a Raider first down.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
They go play action with Smith. That's into the hands of Thornton. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. His 5th catch of the afternoon. Good for a first down.
Raiders first down. First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
13 next.
Smith now to throw on first down. Going up top. And that ball intercepted by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to take possession at their own 3-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 3-yard line.
They'll run. This is McLaughlin. And, they smack him down there. Big hit. right at the line. No gain.
So there's multiple factors, Mike, that make blitzes successful. So, of course, there's the initial design. Can you attack the vulnerabilities of the offense's blocking scheme? And then in this case, the next phase is the timing. You can see this linebacker knew exactly when that ball was going to be snapped. The offensive line had no chance to identify and pick him up, and he's able to bring him down for a loss.
And it's third down.
This crowd into it now as we get to third down. Nix from the gun on third down. Oh, they got the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And he's going to be taken down, but it's a quick change situation. He has set his offense up with first and goal.
And just incredible field position for them following that interception. And you could bet, Mike, as this offense is taking the field, they're telling their defense, hey, nice job here, fellas, but don't bother taking those helmets off. Give us a couple plays, we punch this thing in, and we're going to get you guys right back out there.
Here's a designed run. He slowed up quickly as he gets this down to the 6.
Nick Bonito on the tackle. A gain of 3 brings up second and goal at the 6-yard line.
Now here's second and goal.
Hey, here we go, hey.
They'll run over center with White, and he will power his way into the end zone. Zamir White, touchdown Raiders. That is a dream scenario. The offense handed the ball first and goal, and Greg, they take it to the end zone for 6.
They're not going to have many easier drives than that, Mike. I mean, to get the ball not only in a short field, but in a goal-to-go situation, you don't get a lot of those chances. You have to cash them in, and that's exactly what they were able to do.
From the 6, here comes a return. Oh, he's got room past the 30. A good return as he takes it across the 30. A quick throw on the RPO is complete. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up second and 2 at the 40-yard line.
Second down. Nix. Flush to his right.
I love this call, Mike. Second down and short. One of the best downs in football to take a shot. Give credit to the defense. They were ready for it. And a nice job by the quarterback, realizing there's nothing downfield. Take off, turn into a runner, pick up the first down.
That is caught out wide on the RPO. And he'll be ridden out of bounds after a gain of 6.
The timing of these RPO concepts, that's the entire key. Remember, Mike, in the college game, they get a 3-yard window that they're allowed to be downfield even on a forward pass. That's not the rule in the NFL. These decisions have to be made quickly. If not, even after a good pickup, you could be coming back due to a flag.
They'll drop to throw. That's taken in. It's R.J. Harvey. That'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down. This crowd, they're trying to force a false start. What noise before third and inches.
Captain.
From the shotgun, here's Nix. There's a short one taken by Ingram.
So on these play calls, Mike, on third and inches, typically how it goes is we're going to try to take a shot. Then there's a medium zone option. And then the last resort is just pick up the first down with something underneath and get that fresh set of downs. So in this case, he settles for the underneath throw, but it's still enough to pick up the first down.
Mims sent in motion here. That's caught by Harvey.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
Here is 2nd and 7. Back to throw is Nix. Pass brought in by Chark. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8. Now the Broncos going to use the first of their timeouts. The stoppage comes with just over a minute to play in this one. Plenty of time, plus 2 timeouts at their disposal. It's 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. That's swung out to Harvey. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
A gain of 14. First down, Denver.
They'll run. They get 14 yards and set up 1st and goal.
And this offense just continues to chew up yards and get first down after first down. And defensively now, you find yourself a little bit on your heels. You're defending a goal-to-go situation. They need to step up here and get a stop.
Now a timeout, Denver. That's their 2nd. And they stop it with 22 ticks left on the clock here in the 4th. Now, 1st and goal. And now movement up front. This crowd is making it tough down deep in the red zone. Now it is 1st and goal. Here's Nix to throw. Now they'll set up the screen for Harvey. And that one's not fooling anyone. They were on that screen from the start, and a loss of yards on the play.
Well, the best screen plays, of course, you want the offensive lineman out in front of the running back. They act as his escort, his lead blockers. But what you can't afford is for the defenders to be in the backfield and get to the running back, because those offensive linemen, they can't help them at all.
On 2nd down, it's Nix. He pulls it in around the 5.
Nix's pass complete to Evan Ingram.
And the clock will stop. Timeout called with 5 seconds remaining. This crowd doing everything they can before 3rd and goal. A tight end in motion now. Throwing here on 3rd and goal. And this is a touchdown. They were not going to be denied, and they have taken the lead here in the final minute of play. And he continues to be a focal point of this offense. Now 10 touchdown catches for him on the year. So now a big play here for the Broncos. They're going to line up and go for 2.
The Broncos will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Here we go. One final play. 4th. That's going to be caught. They get the 2 points. Man, this could turn out to be important. The lead goes to 3 here in the 4th quarter.
To kick off for the Broncos.
Down to the final few seconds of this one as the kick is away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback.
35-yard line.
This is 1st and 10.
Hold on. Hey, here we go, hey. Look, Jack's left.
From the gun, it's Gino. Now a ball deep, middle of the field, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Surtain. And the Broncos are going to hang on the final play. They get the turnover to seal the game. So it is a win for the visiting Broncos. What a finish to this one. The defense comes up with the interception in clutch time to seal it on the final play, and the defense walks off the field with the victory for their team. So that'll just about do it for Greg